Today, I'm going to be going over my Resident Evil toy collection. Now, these came out in the late 90s, mid to late 90s, by a company called Toy Biz. And when I first saw, I think it was a Toy Fair magazine cover, and it had them set up in a diorama type setting like this. I didn't finally get my hands on this huge collection until about 10 years ago. I bought an entire lot on eBay. Except I don't think I have the Ivy, like plant monster that came with Ada Wong. Now you can see here for the background during this video, I have Wayne Manor. This is Bruce Wayne's Manor from Batman Returns toy collection. I'm going to use that. Maybe I will review the actual mansion itself at some other time, but I just want you to believe that it's a Spencer mansion from the Resident Evil video games. Now, obviously, you can tell this is going to be a long one. This is probably going to be a long review, so I will not go over in super detail each figure. Maybe just show you them briefly. And even though I babble on, even briefly might not be too quick enough. So for the background music, so you have some kind of like ambient background or white noise, I will be putting in the original Night of the Living Dead. And I'm doing this old school. I'm going to play this on DVD on my PS2. And if there was no original Night of the Living Dead, I mean, just think, there might not be any Resident Evil. So, during the recording of this video, in a serious manner, I want you to pretend what the world would be like without zombie movies. Or how do you think Resident Evil would exist without this movie? Alright, see, I'm babbling already. Let me get on with this. Here are some of the smaller accessories that I couldn't place in their hands, and I'll just go over them really quickly. So you got the healing herb, the T or G virus, I believe it's a T, a smaller combat knife, a revolver, handgun, a crow, which I think came with Honk's figure, and this crossbow came with Claire Renfield. And maybe I'll show you how they work with some zombies later. First we have Chris Renfield. These all these figures are mostly between like a 5-inch scale. So his head has his face has a very anime look to it. He looks just like the video game. Stars Raccoon County Police Department. He has the knife on his chest. This is the infamous combat knife. I think he came with a gun, but I put the combat knife in his hand. These figures also have this strange cropped kind of look to them. Like they're frozen in a combat position, which can be cool for displaying, but like I said, they're frozen in this position. His knee pads come off and on, which I think is a pretty cool touch. I mean, these are quality figures for the price they probably were back then. And he comes with I'm going to say rocket launcher, because it doesn't have that compressed, like, flammable liquid cylinder there. Now we have one of the upper level mansion zombies, I'm going to say, because he has like a casual shirt on. I guess this is supposed to be that zombie in the first zombie you come across in the video game, where he's eating the other corpse. The disturbing thing about these zombie figures is they're very, very detailed and like accurate to what a corpse will look like. The face is is deteriorated away. And the theme, over and over again with the maggots, you'll see in the other figures, is so realistic. I mean, it's very disturbing. You see the flesh is missing from his legs. You can see the skeleton and the, like, musculature of his arm, even all the way up to his hand. Now I'm going to put him up here. And I'm going to use his rocket launcher to show you how it works. Thank you, Chris. Ready? Beautiful. Next is Jill Valentine. Now she has... I love the blue. It's almost like a Mega Man kind of theme. But she has a very anime face. Her beret says stars. Her left shoulder, Raccoon Police Department. Very accurate for the video game, the way she looks, the whole outfit. She's got, at least she stands straighter up. And she has an action on her back that makes her draw her weapon and look towards it at the same time. She has a shotgun, a flashlight. I mean, it's just a good looking figure. Now another zombie. This is like a laboratory zombie, probably from under the mansion. He's got a lab coat on, and it moves around. It's got a thin rubber feel to it. And, I mean, his skin is really, like, tarnished brown, like, infected by the T-virus. And look at that face. Very disturbing. The theme of the maggots again, everywhere, and deterioration of his skin. Yeah, this reminds me of the zombies from, like, Return of the Living Dead. Like, the real ghoulish, like, melting looking ones from part 1, 2, and 3. This will give me the chance to show you the, I guess it's supposed to be a flamethrower, but this is obviously some kind of projectile. Damn, he didn't go down. Reload. Quickly. That'll do it. No, well, you get the idea. Next we have Claire Renfield, who is the sister of Chris Renfield. She's got the vest on, made in heaven, with the little check marks. Another awesome sculpt. The face, another great Capcom anime type of look. The outfit matches perfectly. She's in a little crop position too, see that? Now her left arm is fixed. Her elbow and her fist, you can't move it at all. Which is kind of lame. She has that draw figure again. And she comes with a huge, like, I think this, I don't know what this is called. I'm saying 44 Magnum because I think that was in a video game. If I'm wrong, I have no idea. And she also comes with this crossbow, which is, spring-loaded. That brings me to another zombie. This is the police zombie from Resident Evil 2, just like Claire Renfield. She's from Resident Evil 2. Raccoon Police Department, RPD. Now, let me see. His arms move at the shoulder, but they're fixed at the elbow. Looks like he just recently turned into a zombie, not that long ago. Well, his left arm. Look at that, he's got a donut. The face, once again, very disturbing. Looks like a decayed Mario or something. Take his cap off. And his brain is underneath. How pleasant. He's even got bullet holes in his legs. See that? His legs don't move at all, and I'll show you why. Because if you hit his intestines, it triggers him to break halfway. See that? Just kind of like the Scorpion alien from the Kenner Aliens toy line. Now I will try out the crossbow. Next we have Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2. RPD, Raccoon Police Department. Once again, that awesome blue that looks just like the video game. Another anime looking face. Actually, he almost looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. He's got an emblem on his left shoulder. He's got that 9mm handgun. He's got a shotgun too. Pump action shotgun. And he's a very bow-legged figure. See that? Now we have Forrest. He is a Bravo Team Stars member who was killed in the Spencer Mansion by a murder of crows. And he moves up and down, you know, like zombies do. And the platform he's on looks like the floor of the forest. There is tree stumps, branches, mud, blood, and then what seems to be either corpses of crows or infected crows. Tell me that's not a gruesome face. Part of his right jaw is missing. His eye's about to come out. Blood running down his hair. You know, I guess crows like face meat. But the sculpt in a gruesome way is gorgeous. He's, there's some variety here. He's slender than the other figures. And you can see the Bravo Team, I guess, stars tattoo. His legs are fixed. They don't move because of that platform feature. And the spring on the back moves his arms up and down. Next we have Honk. He's got the same kind of position that Chris Renfield's got, that cropped position. He has the targeting switch on the back. I mean, this is obviously my favorite. Look how cool he looks. The SWAT team with the gas mask. That olive green, the gray. Very good detail. Looks like the video game again. And Honk was an Alpha Team member for the Umbrella Corporation. And I thought it was cool knowing that his nickname was the Grim Reaper. I never knew that. But he's got to get his own video game soon. He comes with a shotgun, like a large shotgun. And one of those 9mm handguns. A great figure. It just looks so good in display or posing. Now we have the Doberman Pinscher toy, or Cerberus, I think it's called. I mean, just look at this. Once again, the maggots, the exposed flesh. His jaw actually hinges. Oh, his one ear's missing. Poor doggy. But now here's the best part. See, he's got that little Doberman tail too. You can shoot him, it blows him up. Now you get these two long flanks here of rib meat. And look at this. He just explodes and it gives you a cool action effect. Next we have Ada Wong, who is a spy from a competitor of the Umbrella Corporation. She's got the actual cloth dress, which is so cool. Anything to have real cloth. Let me see. Her legs move pretty good. Her waist, knees, ankle. Her arms are pretty good too. I put this radio in her hand. That's one of the accessories, but I think she came with a handgun. And she also came with that Ivy monster figure. And I can't find it, so I must have misplaced it, or I never had it in the first place. I can't remember. But overall, looks very accurate like the video game. Even the skin tone is slightly different. Do you see that? I mean, that's pretty cool detail. Because I believe she's Asian American, like Chinese and Caucasian or something. So, I mean, they went out of their way for that. she even has this nice little detail of that wristwatch. It's painted on, but still good detail nonetheless. Now we have Sherry Birkin. This is the daughter of William Birkin, the scientist, and there's nothing really to say too much about her, except, I mean, I guess when you're playing with these figures back in the day, she would have made a good, like, plot point to save her or something, but she really, video game accurate, but almost no articulation, just blank type of unthrilled look. Next, we have the Chimaira, or Chimaira. I don't know exactly how you say it, excuse me, but this is a pretty gnarly looking figure. Now, this is one of the T-Virus early experiments, I believe. It's a human-fly hybrid. And, I mean, it has the mandibles like a fly, even its posture, like perched. And it's, oh yeah, this is his function. His head pops off. This doesn't really work too good anymore. The spring is probably loose. And you can wrap the head around victims and draw them in to that awesome looking hook. Even his body, his torso, has the color of a fly and bullet holes. And you can see where the wings are coming out, or they would have been wings. Disturbing, and, you know, the mixture, whatever happened in those early experiments. Then the spiders, the arachnids from the Resident Evil series, which are really cool. Let me get a scale here. See that? Now, this came with little spiders in the back, but they're so small I lost them. So what I'll do now is, this is what happens. Push this down. I'll put the knife as a projectile. And you press his head here. And it shoots it out like that. Now that's a cool mixture of form and function for the collection. Next we have probably the most original villains of the Resident Evil series. This is the Licker. He's got that exposed brain, obviously the tongue coming out, hence the name Licker. And I'm sure we all have had our problems in the video game when we would see these things. Like, crap, this is gonna suck. And he's got that muscle texture, beautifully painted. The big front forearms, and he's just perfect to pose, like on the side of buildings. And the shade, and the light. So, really cool. Now we have the Hunter, which is another early T-Virus experiment, which is humanoid and reptile. Kind of reminds me of the Screed from Riley Martin. And check out this paint job. He has a camo type of, or creature from the Black Lagoon texture here, with the fins, and very aquatic looking. Brown and green, long nails. Probably one of the best articulating figures out of the whole series. I mean, you can just see here. The face, very terrifying. And check this out. This is probably the most disturbing thing out of the whole lot here, is that this is actually an accessory. It's like a piece of brain matter with the eye still intact. And that's actually an accessory. It fits over his fingers. Whew. Well, I can't get this one in scale almost. This is William Birkin, the end villain from Resident Evil 2. And, okay, this is something of nightmares. Alright, let me be honest here. Oh boy, I want to sleep far away from this figure. Anyway, exposed flesh, once again, beautiful detail. You can actually see William Birkin still immersed in this creature. Oh my god, he looks like, you know, like a Siamese twin, or a conjoint twin, I think they're called. Or a Quado from Total Recall, however you want to say it. Awesome left arm. The, still looks humanoid with the jacket, the lab jacket on. The back, look, the eye coming out of his back. Exposed spine. Oh, and check this out. His right arm, like Tyrant, is huge. Huge clawed arm. Now, in the back, you see this? This is a toggle switch. It's manual that will move this very disturbing eye around. Yikes. Wow, look at that. I mean, the thought and detail into these figures is awesome. Now we have William Birkin. Oh, this was version 2 of William Birkin, and this is considered version 3 of William Birkin, the monster. So he's very tall in comparison. It's a massive figure. I don't know, for some reason it's just not one of my favorite figures because it's so bulky and it like catches on everything, but there's little articulation. It's hard to explain. But look, he won't even fit in frame. And then you can turn his arms around and they make some sort of another way that he looks. Let me just get it here. See that? That's kind of what it's supposed to look like. But he has a different head to make this look exactly like the video game, but I don't have it. So no dice on that one. Next we have the Tyrant figure. This is the end boss from Resident Evil 1. Once again, looks just like the video game. He's got pretty good articulation. The waist, elbow, shoulders. He's got the left arm with the claw. And one of his features is, I think at one time there was red dye in here, and you could see it pumping, but it's like a bellow, and you push this in and out, and you'll see his heart pumping. So sorry there's no more blood in there, but probably would have looked really cool when you got this figure brand new back in the day. Now we have Mr. X. This is the only figure out of the lot that wasn't purchased on eBay. I actually bought this in the store brand new when it came out. And for me, you know, being a tightwad, if I was going to spend money on a figure, it had to be really worth it. And this one was, trust me. So first of all, look how gorgeous this figure is. He's massive compared to the regular figures. And he has the greatest thing. He can transform. I'll show you that in a second. But first, let me go over this. He's got real cloth trench coat. He's got boots that can come off. This utility belt comes off first. He's actually got real buttons. Oh man, what happened to that one? So they actually snap off. Now he looks just like Tyrant before he makes a full metamorphosis or a transformation. Actually, kind of looks like a zombie Vin Diesel, now that I think about it, doesn't he? Great looking paint job, great detail. The articulation on here is awesome, almost like a G.I. Joe kind of joint on his shoulder, but nothing on his elbow, his head, waist, knees, and let's see. So he's got these cool fighting gloves on. It's like the their early logo for Ultimate Fighting Championship. So he has a helmet that goes over his shoulders and his head, and 2 arm sleeves that go over his arms.
Okay.
That's the head part. So it fits over there pretty good. It's very hard to tell the seams with all the lines. And now I'll put his left arm gauntlet thing on, or his T-virus arm. Bear with me here, it's been a while now. Let's go here, brother man. So this is what he looks like with his arm skins on, like the monster arms. And, I mean, it's the Tyrant figure now, basically. So you get 2 figures in one, just like the Batman Returns Bruce Wayne Batman figure, where you get Bruce Wayne, or you can make him look like Batman. Oh, I gotta get that figure. I have to, well, I do have that figure, and I have to review it. Well, I think that might be it. I think I have to go now. Sorry, Chris, but I gotta wrap this up, man. I can't do this all night. Halloween's tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed this long, drawn-out toy review. I'm sorry I couldn't go into detail of more of the figures, but I assure you, if you ever see them, grab them up. They're really cool. And have a good night.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.